Merry Christmas, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This video is dedicated to the Star Wars The Old Republic. Now, I kind of want to go out on a limb with this game and say that, first off, I enjoy it. I've played the crap out of it, and I've just really got down to it and love it so far. But as I've played, I've kept a notepad up where I can take notes of things that I do not like about the game that possibly can be fixed if we bring it to their attention. So that is what the purpose of this video is. So please do not misunderstand what I'm trying to say with this message, because I'm not bagging the game. I'm just making it publicly known with my issues so that hopefully they can change them. With any role-playing game or MMO in history that I can think of, there has always been an auto attack. So why, for the love of God, did they decide to not put an auto attack in this game is beyond me. Because there's times for lag, your cooldown abilities, things like that, that you need those auto attacks to possibly help you out. I mean, your companion has one, why not you? The second thing that I absolutely hate about this game is when you're with a companion and you get a piece of gear and you want to upgrade their gear instead of your own. Well, if you open their character doll, and if you actually drag the item and drop it on the character portrait itself, instead of putting it in the exact slot that it's meant for, it will delete the item. So if you're not very careful, you will lose a lot of valuable items like blues and purples or whatever else you give your companion. And since we've been used to playing World of Warcraft and other games for 6 or 7 years, and we've been able to do that the whole time, I personally have lost about 3 or 4 blue items myself for my companion, and it pisses me off to no extent. So this has got to change. If there's some sort of workaround for this that I'm unaware of, man, shoot, let me know, because fuck, I'd like to get those items back. The second thing about the companions is when you send your crew member off on expeditions for crafting, research, archaeology, slicing, things like that, when they bring an item to you, it pops up a little loot window where you can accept that item. Well, in the event that you're dying, or you're in a quest line, or you're in a cutscene, or something happens and you're in a space battle, sometimes that item just does not appear ever again. The only way to get that item back is to reset your UI, or your user interface. This is required to get the item to pop back up before you send them on another mission. Now, the default command for this is Control U. So you have to do it twice. Control U makes it disappear, and Control U again will make it refresh. This is also another fix for another item that's something that's been bothering us. Is if you're in a guild and you want to see your members and stuff like that, sometimes it bugs a lot where there's just no members online, or half of them are there. When you got 15 members online and you only see 3, something is wrong. So again, if you'll do the refresh on the Control U to reset your user interface, and you do it again, it'll pop back up properly, and you'll see the people that are supposed to be there. The auction house absolutely sucks balls. I mean, there's just no way to put it. You can't really search items that well, and it's not very organized. Normally we're used to seeing that you can click an item or shift-click an item, and it would populate the text in the box for you to search with. But in this game, well, it's not going to happen. In fact, you're actually very lucky to get the category that you're wanting, because it just has no order to it whatsoever. And I'm unsure if it's just because I'm used to something else with add-ons and all these other things, but at least allow me to search for one particular item and see only auctions for that particular item without having to do it for 15 minutes before I finally find the right category for it. So, we need to simplify the search options a little bit. One thing that I wish that they would take care of and fix for us is the ranking system inside the guild. We can set, priorities, ranks, privileges, things like that. But I want to rename my ranks. I want to adjust them. I want to add a new one or delete one. And because there's, guilds that have been together out here for 10, 15 years of a community, and, they've built a structuring on their websites and things like that. Like, for an example, it's not one that I use, but Dragon Knights. They have, whelplings, they have, dragon eggs, and anyway, they have these rankings labeled as a dragon lineage would be, but in this game they can't do that. And until that's fixed, I know that's going to throw a lot of people off, because a lot of our ranking systems are linked directly to our websites. So we need to get something in there where we can add, take away, and change the name of those ranks, because it just makes things a whole lot more simpler for us, and we can keep our members categorized. Alright, let's say you're out there in a group and you got to have somebody kite. And by kite, I mean, you know, pull the boss around or whatever while somebody else picks up an item. And you don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. So you're going to do a slash roll for it. Or let's say there's an archaeology find out there somewhere and you have 2 archaeologists. Well, who's going to get it? There is no slash roll system that I've come across. I've tried every fucking command you can think of to do it. Slash roll, slash random, slash lucky. Hell, I don't know. I've tried everything in the world. Slash dice. Nothing happens. There is no slash random system. So until the slash roll system is implemented, it's going to just promote people just running up there and taking your shit without being courteous. So please, install a slash roll or a die system or something. And if there is one there, please let me know, because I'm dying to know where it's at, and I will happily say that I'm wrong and I was just not that knowledgeable about the game. So we all have those friends that like to create characters that they've never used before, and by that I mean, let's just say Vostik. If I go on a server and I create a Toon and it's named Humpeldick, who the fuck is going to know that Vostik is Humpeldick, right? Well, why not allow us to have notes on our friends list so that we can put a note in that character's name and say Humpeldick is Vostik? Why not? You know, in the guild roster, you're allowed to set officer and member notes, so it would be very simple to add that same structure to the friends list. So please, if we can we get a friends list note system so that we can keep track of who is who? Because I'm tired of seeing Humpeldicks and Briannas and Jingledorfs and stuff that I have no freaking clue who they are, but I added them because I knew them. One thing I don't like about the game is the slash who system. You can type slash who and whatever in the hell you want to afterwards, and you're not going to get anything close to what you searched for. It's only going to search for the people that's in your area, and it always auto-populates that no matter what you put after who. So you have to physically go into the chat box and type in what you wanted to say, usually 2 or 3 times before it narrows the search down to what you're looking for. So if I search for slash who Order of Chaos, which is my guild, I don't get shit about Order of Chaos. I get level 15 people in Nar Shaddaa or whatever the case is. This needs to be fixed and optimized so that we can search quickly and efficiently. One of my biggest pet peeves in this game is seeing a bounty hunter. Straight up. And it's not because of the class of how OP it is. It's not because they can shoot at a distance and I have to be up there in the middle of the battle and they get to sit back and get all the rewards for it. It's simply because of the unload bug. And we all know what I'm talking about, because you can be in a party with one or you can be one yourself and sitting there shooting at something, it dies, you're going on 3 or 4 minutes later, 15 miles away from the freaking mob you just killed, and you're still shooting at it. I mean, nobody wants to hear that shit for 5 minutes while they're trying to find some other object or item to pick up or even another creature to destroy. I mean, you can only hear you can only hear that shit so much before it just drives you fucking insane. And last but not least, I recently went into the PvP. Now, I went in around level 16 or 17. I didn't want to get creamed, you know, being a level 10 going up against 19s, like we're used to seeing in the level ranges in World of Warcraft, UO, Dark Age of Camelot. Any other MMO you can think of, they have caps and ranges. Not Star Wars. I go into a PvP battlegrounds at level 15, expecting to see a little controversy between 19s and 10s, so I expected I could hang in there, you know, if I'm kind of witty. What do I do when I pan across my team? I see 4 level 50s in the same battlegrounds that I am. Now, this made me feel good for just a brief second, because I was like, oh yes, man, I'm going to win this one for sure, because these guys are here and they're awesome. Fucking Darth Vader's on my team, right? The other team was full of 50s as well. I'm a level 15. I should not have to be required to PvP against a level 50. Put some sort of a cap divider in there so that I can stay somewhat equally matched and have a chance at doing something. Because all I'm going to do is wait until level 50 to start PvPing, and then I'm just going to raffle stomp these level 14s or whatever, and it's not fair. This is the only problem that I've had with the game so far that's a serious problem that needs to be adjusted, which is why I saved it for last. So if you enjoy PvP battlegrounds and the thrill of a battle, just wait until you're level 50, because all you're going to do at level 15, 25, 35, you're going to go into these battlegrounds and you're like, oh man, I think I should do good. And then these people that have no life, that are running around with their pizza face and mom bringing them fucking Hot Pockets to eat for dessert, they're going to sit there and destroy you because they have nothing to do better than play the video game all day long. That's not fair. So this is the one thing that I could honestly say that LucasArts and BioWare fucked up on. Get it fixed. Especially if you're going to have PvP servers as a main, or PvP battlegrounds for PvE and role-playing servers. Because I have no interest in PvP currently if I'm unequally matched. Again, I want to iterate with this video, it is not a rant. I am not bitching about the game. I'm not saying that it's a horrible game. In fact, I would recommend it to any of my friends because I'm absolutely loving it. But the truth is it has a lot of flaws, and I expected that out of a new game. So this video is not to bash the game. It's simply to make the community aware of some of the issues that I've run across, and I'm sure there's a lot more that I haven't seen yet. And if you're aware of these, and you have contacts in the community with, BioWare or LucasArts, or you have a little pull on social networks, make sure you let them know that there's a problem that we want it changed, because essentially they're making this for us. So why not let us be happy with it? I mean, our track record with World of Warcraft shows that if we bitch about stuff enough, they'll just eventually give it to you, right? So let's stand up, tell them what we don't like about the game, get it fixed so we can go on about our merry freaking business in the galaxy and have fun. The holidays are about experiencing the best times with your family. Take it for granted. You never know how much time you have left. I love you guys. This is Vostik, and I can't wait to see you on the battlefield.